Welcome back to Delta Green Dead Letter Part 10. This dead letter will never arrive or get sent, or maybe it was. I don't know. Dead letter. It's a long story, folks. Though maybe there have been some complications on the way. I'm not saying that there has been, and I'm not saying that there hasn't been, but I am saying that this show is rated R for cosmic horrors, slime, experimentations on unwilling participants, lots of blood and gore, death, including possibly character death, mental trauma, PTSD, all the things that one would expect from a cosmic horror game. We have Z-Cell back, except for, unfortunately, Corvus is not joining us this time because the Draw 3 life is getting in the way. On the other hand, his character Tristan just got absolutely brained, so maybe he is a little bit... Shall we call it confused? Shall we call it... Yeah, I think we should call it confused, because we'll get to that in the plot summary. Who is here from Z-Cell?
I'm Briar, and I'm playing Dr. Alex Blair.
I'm Coach, and I am the agent formerly known as Adrian Fallas.
What do you mean formerly known as?
I've got Charisma 3, so we'll get there.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I was like, did you rename yourself Darren?
That's
Sorry.
fair. So now we have two characters with a characteristic at a 3. I'm saying this game is a game about deterioration. That's, yeah. I can see that we're living the dream here.
I'm Harper. I'm playing Sarah Gwynn. And I'm definitely not terrified.
No, definitely not terrified.
No. I'm a perfect little sane little itty bitty boy.
Yep. And I guess that's all. Cal, did you say?
Oh yeah, I'm Cal, and I'm playing Jacqueline Morgan.
And there we are. Yeah, so last session was a lot. Tristan, Blair, and Gwynn. So we have the group here divided. 2 are held captive by, I guess, the Delta Green equivalent to the cultists. Huh? Bad guys, at the very least, who are doing some kind of horrible experimentation on human subjects that have definitely not gone through an ethics board. Though our 2 captives have not become such test subjects yet. That's encouraging, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, the 3 who were not in prison regrouped in their motel room in Browning, exhausted and worried about their captured colleagues. They had a sudden realization. Their target, Lynn Crystal Stone, would likely be heading to the ABC plant for her morning shift, presenting a potential opportunity. But they decided that they were too tired to risk it, because they had been up all night and burned all the candles in all the ends. So, given how sensitive and how jumpy Lynn was, they wanted to be a bit more rested before they approached her with crazy ideas. Can you go and get our friends out? Morgan and Fallas awoke restrained in separate beds within a makeshift lab inside the ABC plant, drugged with morphine, dulled senses, at least not so much of pain. Guard watching over them. Fallas had a mental moment as all the memories, or at least some of them, enough of the memories from the previous night's gunfight and his psychotic break crashed into his brain. He managed to survey the room, deducing that they were on the ground floor in a lab with blacked out windows, but he couldn't find an immediate means of escape. And then they both fell asleep because there was literally nothing much they could do aside from that. The 3 in the motel got a phone call from Detective Wallace Redcrow, who informed them that something had happened at the plant overnight. The night shift had not been released. You met him at lunch for lunch. You met him for lunch. That's what I was trying to say. He elaborated a little bit. He had no probable cause to act officially due to ABC's influence and the community's dependence on the company. He was suspicious, of course. Blair decided to leak information about a potential explosion and illegal biohazard containment to university newspapers to create external pressure. Or the three together decided to do it, and Blair was the one, because Blair is the most talky person of the three outside. Back in the lab, a young doctor visited the captive agents, checked vitals, and while pretending to examine Morgan, whispered that he could help them escape if they weren't here to kill them. He slipped the two agents a note about a possible escape route, and then he left. The agents in the motel continued their campaign. Gwynn called the student reporter Dwight and fed Dwight a story about an explosion and a toxic spill. Red Crow called again, reporting that some workers were being released, and Lynn Crystal Stone was expected to get home, so he suggested that you go talk to Lynn Crystal Stone, which you tried to do. The three of you went to her trailer, and spotted someone inside the trailer, and heard them trying to get out the back. And then you realized that when you were chasing that person down, that it was not Lynn Crystal Stone, because it was in fact a man. And the man was in fact a walking corpse. Sanity rolls all round. It was Thomas Ironshirt, terrified and confused. And he revealed that he had been freed from the lab, and he didn't know what happened to them afterwards, obviously, because he fled. And as you were talking, there was a car with ABC security guards arriving, and you opened fire at them. In the residential street, Tristan was severely wounded and knocked unconscious. Thomas went berserk frenzy and attacked the guards, and they were wounded. You rolled terrible with your damage rolls on this one. All of you. 1, 1, 2, I think it was, after 3 shots. It's just amazing how you didn't kill. But I guess we're no murderers here. We're trying to not kill innocent people. That was the intention?
I wanted them to suffer.
Exactly. And now they are suffering.
They were trying to take my son.
He is not your... He is... Anyway. Yeah, so these ABC security guards fled, and you now have a brain-damaged Tristan and the undead Thomas, and you fled the scene as sirens approached. And that's where we're picking up the story. So... now what? I believe that we're getting ourselves to a completely new motel, right? That's, I think, what you said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is not too hard to do. You're driving there away from the scene of the crime really fast, and so let's put it to about an hour later, we are in the motel room. We have, by now, I'm going to update Thomas Ironshirt's picture because he got shot in the face. I'm going to peg him down as actually friendly because he seems to be, for now, he's not trying to eat any of you, even though he is, in fact, not very much alive. I have a feeling you kept him in the car until you got inside the actual motel and then cover his face with some stuff, and he gets inside and Tristan wobbles. This is not gonna be easy, you guys. Like, how long before there's an APB out with your descriptions and everything, and here you are hiding out in a motel. What is the first thing you want to do here in this place?
Call the dude with the military base? He seems like the kind of person who can help with this.
Yeah, there is a Delta Green friendly who is the XO at the Malmstrom Air Force Base. Drake has the connect, so you'd have to call Drake first, I guess, because he's your handler.
Yep.
Oh.
Look, I have no shame in reporting to bosses, so I can handle this one if you want.
Okay. That works.
All right. Yeah, we're calling Drake. And Drake will definitely be picking up the phone because I'm sure he's worried about you, though he might not have heard about this latest development.
I think we may not have told him a couple things. Hey, Drake, there's been a bit of a problem. Two of us have been captured by ABC. Two of us have an incoming ABV on us, and one of us is currently severely brain damaged. What do we do now?
Lord of
What
mercy.
do we do now?
This is getting rapidly out of my pay grade.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I don't even get paid for this.
Exactly.
You don't get paid for this. This is true. Okay, so yeah, you're calling up Drake. He's answering at the other end of the line, and he's hearing that spiel from Agent Zyra. And I think there's going to be silence for a few moments. Deep sigh. What happened? Why are two people...
Two people tried to storm the premises and it didn't work out. And then ABC started going around and setting out their own police to start inspecting people. And yeah, it didn't end well. They're really mad about the whole security breach that happened before we even got here. They're really on edge. Yeah. We thought we were handling a hornet's nest. This is more like a bear cave.
That makes sense. How do we contain this? Have we identified the biological anomaly yet?
It's supposedly airborne?
What?
And yeah, we have it on good authority that it's airborne. Or at least it can be made airborne and it can revive the dead.
I suppose that tracks. You hear his very tired, I have been in this shit too long voice on the other side of the line. We saw what was in the package after all. Do we know... Have they weaponized it? Is that what you're saying?
We don't have confirmation it's been weaponized, but they are doing human trials. So...
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And they, not to mention, they have their own police force that has now started violating the Fourth Amendment. So, if we could pretty please nuke their ass, I would be very appreciative.
There's gonna be a little bit of... It's a groanish type of chuckle on the other end. Are you safe right now? Have you been compromised, the rest of you?
There is likely an ABV that's going to come out soon for two of us. But then again, this with no due disrespect to Dr. Blair, but we are both painfully white and generic. We might be fine.
Right. Should we meet? Sounds like we should meet.
Yeah, this is a check-in situation.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a check-in situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I also don't know if we're safe in the area anymore. It's likely they're gonna start sending out our description.
Huh. Then you are...
Yeah. Fucked?
Yeah, that's one word for it. There was a time when we could broken arrow shit. Back when I was your age. Fortunately, we don't have that type of resources necessarily, not without damn good reason. But I hear you, and I'm thinking about how I can fix this.
They are a lab. They likely have some sort of gas supply somewhere. And if there's already been one explosion, then it wouldn't be too suspicious if we set off another. I'm just saying, we have a nice window where a second explosion isn't seen as out of the ordinary.
Do we have the resources to pull something like that off?
Do you have a rocket launcher in a van?
Not yet.
And not yet.
I see where you're going with this.
Yes.
I like where you're going with this.
It's a lab. Back in college, we used to have buildings just catch on fire all the damn time from
Mhm.
labs. So it's not that unusual. And speaking just from a talk standpoint, labs blow up all the time, and it doesn't seem like they're following a lot of strict procedures with this. So if there is an explosion, there's likely a litany of reasons we can use to excuse it. Powdered metal in the air, improper gas piping, stuff like that.
Yeah, we need to get a story good. We need to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't want to. From what I understand of ABC, this is the problem now. There's a good deal of locals inside there, and I can't. How big is the infiltration here? Like, you say they're doing human trials, which means that at least management and R&D are compromised. What
We
about the rest of the staff?
We suspect that security is in on this due to the aforementioned secret police thing, as well as we did speak to one person who was part of the cleaning crew, and she seems to know more than she was letting on. I think it's not really
a couple of hundred locals disappear in a mushroom cloud. That will bring some attention.
Yeah,
Unless we
I
have
think
some kind of good excuse.
I don't think it's so much a question of who knows, so much as who knows how to make it. Because I'm pretty sure everyone in that facility knows at least in some part what they're doing. So.
Then what we know right now is we have an imminent biohazard in situ. We can't do this the legal way, can we?
No, absolutely
we can't
not.
paper this.
They're not playing legally. We can't play legally.
Sometimes we can, but
Not when they have their own police force.
we can play legally when it's. We can play with paperwork when it serves our purposes and it makes us disappear in a pile of bureaucracy. That's when it's good to play around with the paperwork. Okay, so our one upshot right now, silver lining right now, is that this facility is in nowhere. That's a good thing.
It's also had a recent explosion. That's another bonus. They'll likely lump in the second explosion with the first one if they're doing an investigation.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna need to think a little bit on different solutions here. I definitely want to poke our Connect and see what kind of hardware we can get. We do need to contain.
Absolutely. If this is airborne, it could wreak havoc, the likes of which just we can't fathom. I mean, think of it. Graveyards coming back.
Yeah, we need containment information-wise and from the lab perspective. I gotta assume that they have your faces.
They have mine, and they have Dr. Blair's.
And obviously they have two other agents. They have two of your number.
Yes. So basically, half of the crew is gone. Half of the crew is wanted by police, and one dude is...
Do we think
well,
that they're gonna terminate their problem, or do we think they're trying to milk them for information? Because I would do the latter.
I'd say I really don't know, but given what I know about companies like this, they're likely trying to get information. And if they're running human trials, then I don't know.
That you had is one of the team members down?
He was hit pretty badly. Can't really take him to a hospital, but he's breathing. That's what you're asking.
All right. He's stable?
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, we can't have a gunshot patient turning up at an official place if that can be tied to what happened.
But certainly, I have a feeling that gunfights aren't normal over here.
You're probably not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can't really go to the police about this because they're in the company's pocket. Yeah.
All right. We can't have this thing exposed. We can't have the company move this biohazard to a safe location, so we need to get to that biohazard and destroy it.
Yes. I believe it's in the Sapphire Lab. Probably on a map somewhere.
All right. You guys gotta lay low. But I still want you to collect information because we can't have them move stuff when we don't have eyes on it. Can one of you get out there safely and put eyes on the building so we know that they're not moving the biohazard?
Bad news on that front, actually. They've been moving it for a while.
They've
They've been pumping it into train cars for assumedly a long time and carrying it to Canada.
Wait, do you know that, or was that something that...
Didn't we learn that when we were observing them?
Fallas and
Yeah, because
no, you saw them pumping something in train cars. You don't know what they were pumping it to say. Remember, there's 4 production pods.
Okay,
so the evidence that they were doing Sapphire into the cars was in Turner's office. So it's with Fallas and Morgan, so I don't think you guys know that yet.
they
Okay,
have
I guess I'll-
reported us back because they
Was-
still had the radios at that point.
Right?
Did
yeah,
we-
you did.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
yeah. Yeah. This is now
Okay.
international.
This is now international. Okay, yeah, fuck. That's another word
Yeah.
that will once again come out of Drake. So they're already shipping it by rail, you say? How much
Yes,
of that
by-
shit is out there? Jesus fucking Christ. At least we know they have
Yeah.
the production facility here. There might be more. This is huge. We need to shut down this production facility.
Yeah.
Imminent biohazard. Okay, I need to think on this for a
Oh,
little
never
bit.
mind. Don't fuck with Nickelodeon. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Without Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Hey,
without
Cal, I think a bit of
Nickelodeon, I
sound's
wouldn't
coming
have
through.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Oh
Turtles.
my god.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Sorry.
There was something about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Sorry.
Anyway.
Sibling.
Oh,
No, it's okay. I just didn't want any sensitive information to come through.
I don't know how much of TMNT is sensitive, but
It's all the
I'm talking more like birthdays, legal names, whatnot.
They are TMNT is definitely a sanity check. Have you like if this in this world if you would see anyway?
Is that what the blue stuff makes with turtles?
Maybe.
Oh no.
You don't
I mean,
know.
the mutagen is like blue in it.
Exactly. I don't know.
It's turning the turtles big and Italian. I've never seen the show.
Yeah, me neither.
Anyway. So yeah, this whole situation's bad, and we'd like some help, please.
Yeah, roger that. I'm on it. Keep a low profile. I would love to have some eyes on the facility. I know they are being very paranoid. They are absolutely alerted. It's going to be hell in a handbasket to get eyes on that facility now that they've been alerted. We gotta presume 2 agents lost. Actually, it's better if they're lost than if they get interrogated. Because if they get interrogated, all of you are compromised. They're going to come after all of you. See, this, if you didn't know, is why we keep compartmentalized security. So they can't come after you. Or everybody you know of.
Yeah.
Alright. Stay alive. Stand by.
That's
Lay
the
low.
goal. I don't suppose anyone else has a Deus Ex Machina we can pull.
I don't think so.
You don't have a second rocket launcher stored away somewhere?
If we did, it would have been in that green box.
Ah,
We also already ditched that. Oh.
fuck.
Going great. I can tell you that in the corner of the room, while you've had this conversation, I think Tristan is probably just lying in a bed with his head absolutely bandaged to... Yeah. You can see the eyes, Blair. There's eyes. There's a nose.
Yep, there's eyes.
There's a mouth, because feeding him is probably a good thing to be able to do that. But I have a feeling he's also very woozy and very confused and doesn't really know where he is. Because that's what happens when your intelligence goes down from... What was it?
More than 3?
Yeah. It must have been a... did he roll a 6 on that? I can't remember. It was.
I think he did. Yeah, I remember that, I think.
Yeah.
I remember it being bad.
It was bad. And now he's down to a 3. So, yeah, he's very confused. Like, how do we even... It's going to be interesting for Corvus to roleplay someone with intelligence 3. Like, the mental capacity of a 5-year-old, essentially. It's going to be a little bit challenging, perhaps. Don't know if he's going to be able to continue with his duties as... Though he was never actually a investigative federal agent. He just shoots people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he can keep doing that. As long as he can just carry out the orders, he'll be, I don't know, the Forrest Gump of the group? Something like that? Yeah.
Fair.
And Thomas is just walking around back and forth in the room with those cracked eyes, that filmed over eyes that are definitely dead eyes, the torn up face. And he's gonna look at Blair, actually. Doc, he says.
Yes.
Doc, when you're done with that guy, he still doesn't know what it does. He still have no idea what anyone here is called. Doc, when you've taken a look at him and you're done with him, could you maybe, because my face, I looked in the mirror, my face looks fucking messed up, man.
Yes, I can I have no idea if my medical expertise will work for your new state, but I
What do you mean new
tried.
state? What the fuck does new state mean?
Do you want me to give it a shot? Sarah might have taken a few more dissection classes.
What the fuck are you talking about? Don't want it. Are you gonna do well, like with Jake?
No,
Stitches.
stitches.
Okay, stitches is good. Do we have
Yeah.
freezing or something? Like, cause needles, man.
Freezing. I don't think freezing is gonna fix. But
No.
good news is if we're stitching your face, you can't see it. So it'll be fine.
Right, but it's still gonna hurt like a son of a fucking bitch, man.
You know, what if, and hear me out, what if, oh, wait, did you mean freezing is like a numbing? Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, whatever. You
Yeah,
know,
we could probably do that. Yeah.
I don't want to have a fucking needle in my skin without some kind of... Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I can probably go get some ice. They probably got one of those like ice machines out there.
Yeah, and some fucking whiskey, man. Or bourbon.
At that, Sarah's putting the intoxicated in toxicologist.
Oh, no.
Yeah, here you're sitting in a motel room with a literal talking zombie who is worried that it's gonna hurt him if you are stitching up his face with needle and thread.
Fair, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, fair, honestly.
Getting used to that pain would probably take a while, even as a zombie.
Speaking of, he is going to mention, it's weird, I can't feel it at all. Like, he's touching it every once in a while. I can't feel it. Like, I can't, I didn't even know I got hit, man. I got really super fucking angry with those fuckers, and I just wanted to fucking kill them. And then I came in here, and I saw myself in the mirror, and my face is all fucked up, man. Why can't I feel that? I should feel, is that like something, like a shock thing, and pain comes back later? What the fuck's going on, Doc?
Yes, I do believe you're in shock. Adrenaline can...
Yeah,
that
makes
sort of
sense.
thing.
That makes sense. Uh-huh. Yeah. He's nodding to himself. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, this poor kid.
Yeah, we don't want to take those thoughts to their logical conclusion, do we, Gwyn? Or Blair?
I always take thoughts to logical conclusions. That's just how my mind works. It's a train that never stops. It's a circus of horrors.
Lovely, lovely.
Yippee.
Meanwhile...
Is his blood any different? Sorry, quick question.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Is his blood noticeably different? And can I take some to do the quick thin plate spectroscopy test again?
Yes,
See if
you
the
can.
blue stuff is
Absolutely.
bloodborne. Is it bloodborne?
Is there blue stuff in his blood? That's what you're asking.
Yes.
You don't have the microscope, but you have some other thing that Harper knows about, and the handler doesn't. So this is why it's good to be a chem major, isn't it? Yeah, long story short, Gwyn. You have time on your hands, and you can work in this motel room. There's definitely blue stuff in his blood, and his... I don't know if you're taking a tissue sample. That might be a little bit more controversial. Just let me bring out the scissors. I'm just gonna take a chunk of your flesh, thank you.
Now, what I'm trying to get at is, can we then use the blue stuff in his blood, needs be, to resurrect people?
You have no idea.
If they get to use blue stuff, can we
Oh, no.
use blue stuff?
Ah, using the tools of your enemy to your advantage.
Yes. I'll replace some of his blood with, I don't know, someone's in the group's gotta have a matching type. But anyway.
Yeah, that's gonna be more complicated, and I don't know that you can actually ascertain his blood type in a motel room? Can you?
Not that I know of, but hear me out. Dr. Blair, what's your blood type?
Yeah.
Begging you to please say, oh, negative.
They
Negative.
check. Luck check.
Yippee! we got it down there. Okay,
There.
luck check.
Maybe it will work. So you're gonna take some of Blair's blood and put it in Thomas. Is that what we're saying?
Just not yet, but if we needed some blue stuff, we now know we can take some and replace his missing blood, because Blair can regenerate blood, but I'm pretty sure he can't, considering he can't regenerate skin.
How do you know he can't regenerate skin?
I'm gonna level with you. I don't think there's been scabbing on the face.
This is true. There has been no scabbing on the face so far. His blood has not been coagulating into scabs. On the other hand, it's not bleeding either. So, yay? It's just a little bit of a trickle. For Blair, it's gotta look absolutely insane and scary at the same time.
Yeah.
The only way there's coming out blood from his facial wound is if the blood is above him in the body and slowly trickling out through that particular hole. So gravity is going to pull out blood. There's not going to be any pumping here from an active heart. Blair, why don't you roll a sanity check for realizing this? Gwyn, you
Oh,
too.
gosh.
You're studying him in great detail and realizing horrors that man was not meant to know. Or woman, or any other gender for that matter.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Medicine is just horror.
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah, we're definitely entering Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein areas here.
I
He
did make Corvus watch that, actually.
He should not be walking. He should not be. And after having studying him for a little while here, I think you're both going to be able to come to the conclusion that you remember, Blair, when you were studying the cell structure of that dog in San Francisco, how the cells were in stasis, they were not regenerating, they were not dying either. That is Thomas Ironshirt right now. Those wounds on his body, they're not gonna heal naturally. So when his body has taken enough damage to disintegrate, it's going to disintegrate. But he is not going to die because you saw the dog head. That could be Thomas in the future.
Oh no.
Can't let that happen to your boy.
A boy? No.
Can't have him turn into a head.
Yeah. It's my baby
I
boy.
wonder if you were going to, I guess, as you were doing the examination here, you might discover the hole in his torso.
Oh.
Yeah. He has a hole
Oh.
in his torso that not even he is aware of.
I see Fallas.
Hi, Fallas. Blair and... Yeah, okay, you don't even have to roll for this one. Blair and Gwyn, you're gonna identify the hole in his torso as a point-blank shot of... What was it, slug? Was it slug we used, Fallas? I think it was slug.
Probably. I don't honestly remember at the time.
Yeah, a shotgun slug that went right through him and out the other side. He literally has a hole on the other side as well. Maybe that's why there hasn't been a whole lot of bleeding from the face, because he would have already bled out a bunch through his torso. Though he has applied a bandage, a very makeshift bandage, that is very soaked with blood, because there's no scabbing, no coagulation, nothing. He should be dead. Doubly, triply dead. Because getting a shotgun blast like that through your torso kills you. Normally.
Yeah, I'm just not going to point that out to him right now. My boy's going through a lot, and I don't think he needs to be reminded of that.
This
Yeah.
might be true. Speaking of boys and girls and all the other potential genders, we have two people stuck in a lab, though the helpful doctor is no longer there. On the other hand, the good news is you're no longer going to be as woozy because time is ticking, and as time is ticking, the morphine you're getting is leaving your system. Because the doctor turned the morphine off. The good side from that is your minds are gonna clear up a bit. The negative, of course, is every part of my body hurts.
And
So
I'm going to
much.
take it out on everybody.
It
I'm
just
gonna take it
hurts
out
a
with
lot.
violence.
Oh, the hurt.
Son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's the throbbing of pain from your face, Morgan. Probably a bit from your face as well, Fallas. Like they came in with the shotguns and just pummeled you with the rifle butts. So you have your bruised ribs. You have probably a little bit black and blue in the face as well by now. Just a lot of ouch. That thum, thum, thum pain that is going through your entire body as your system is struggling really hard to heal you. It's an uphill battle, but so far you did recover a hit point today, so things are getting better. There is scabbing, there is coagulation, there is stability in your body, and all the pain. What do we want to do tonight, if anything? You don't even know what time it is, I guess, because you are in a timeless state in a weird lab somewhere in beds.
Examine the area with a clear head. No?
Yeah. It looks the same as it's been doing all day. The only thing that changes is which guard is on duty, on shift to watch you guys. Every 3 or 4 hours, they switch the face out, so it looks like there's someone else looking over you. And that's basically it. You've been fed, you've been taken care of in terms of all the necessities. They're definitely wanting to keep you alive. I don't think you're hooked up to any machines, because you're stable for now. But you are strapped down. But I think Fallas was given...
I wasn't able to load the link either, so I'm restarting.
Okay. I set up the link. I believe Fallas was given a something in your hand, right? From your friend and ally.
Wasn't it me?
Oh, maybe it was you.
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
me.
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah.
I'm on point here. I know exactly everything that's going on.
I think I tried to get like a syringe or something I might be able to loosen the restraints with, but
Let's
didn't
go.
work.
Locksmith away. And of course, Fallas right now believes that he's the king of the world.
Mm.
And I don't think I have anything in my hand to do that, is what I was saying.
Oh, so Morgan will have to... But Morgan doesn't have any training in locksmithing. But the guy who's helping you doesn't know which one of you has the training in locksmithing, because why would he? So now you'll need to get this item over to Fallas in some way the guard doesn't see that you get the thing over to Fallas.
What a mess. What a mess.
A little bit of a mess, yeah.
Okay. Man. I'm too stupid to figure out what kind of stuff.
Some days feel like decades, don't they?
Okay. So I got a
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the
paperclip,
link. It's just not working.
and I have to get the paperclip
What? I just
down
sent you the link a
to
moment ago.
down to who? Fallas
It works fine for me,
somehow.
obviously, but even as a player.
What's my reach?
What was that? Your reach?
Yeah, like finagling can I do in this strapped down position?
This is not the question.
Yeah.
You can move your hands a few inches each way, which is not a lot.
Is Fallas away from me?
Too far to throw anything. I guess you can try to do a dex check with a -40. Let's go!
For throwing?
No, not for throwing, for trying to pick your own lock without any training and just trying to do
Okay.
it without the guard noticing and so on and so forth. The problem is if you fail, the guard will have... Are you absolutely...
What the
Oh
heck?
my god.
Okay then.
How?
I have no idea
How?
how. I'm like, yeah, this is never
How
gonna
did I do
happen.
this?
So with a -40, they're
Oh,
never gonna
that's-
try it. She tried it,
Oh my God.
and she did it. Okay, okay.
Shouldn't have left you
Restrained,
alive.
Morgan.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh no.
my dear lord.
You have a loose arm,
Okay.
and there's still a guard who hasn't seen you do this yet.
How did I do
apparently.
this? How did I do this? Okay.
I don't know.
I'm gonna try to get. I'm not in arm's reach of Fallas, right?
No.
I'm gonna try to get his
No, you're
attention.
not. But with your arm loose,
How?
you could toss the thing over to him.
Yeah. I just need to get his attention first.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah.
Is he
Without
getting
getting
atten-
the guard's attention. That might be
Yeah.
harder.
The situation has me thinking about how Houdini had those freaky little pockets, like skin pockets that he made.
Oh,
Oh!
I didn't know that. But
Yeah.
it makes sense, doesn't it?
He calloused little skin pockets like on the insides of his fingers and palms, so when his fingers were straight, he could use his thumb to pull them out. Real freaky guy.
Huh?
He's got Phallus thinking on the table over here. He's like, I wonder how hard it would be to make a skin pocket.
I want to hide the equipment in my body, not on my
Right.
body.
I don't think I ever want a window into Phallus's mind ever again. Thank you.
Who knows?
Who knows indeed. Yeah, this is... Fellas, why don't you roll an alertness check? Let's see if you notice what Morgan is up to. You absolutely notice what Morgan is up to.
I'm so nonchalant.
Yeah.
Nonchalant. Should be a locksmith at this point, because what the heck?
Yeah, you should definitely get...
I'm gonna give him a look. I'm gonna give him a look. I'll be like, I'll wiggle my arm like just a little bit. Flash that.
There are
Flash
looks,
the
there are
paperclip at him.
eyebrows being raised, there are blinks being made. Blink
Okay,
twice.
the double blink. Bink, bink.
Okay. Now what we gonna do? We gotta do this maneuver perfectly, or we're cooked. You better get into catching. You better get into catching.
You see him get him catching maneuver.
Oh, you're gonna get attention from the guard, or
You get in a catching maneuver, I'm in a fucking vice.
you are in a fucking you are. You're strapped down. How are you gonna?
I'll open the palm that is open to whichever arm they'll be able to throw it to, which will give up a target to toss it to me.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, I have the full rotation of like my wrist, but if they can get it discreetly in that area, that's the best.
Let's see how lucky
Okay.
we are, Morgan. Like, you do have the guard, and the guard has very good reason to hate both of your guts because it's entirely possible that you killed a friend of his.
That's
Let's face
okay.
it.
I'm gonna get him
If-
too.
If
Okay.
there's a total group of guards in this place of about 50 employees as guards, because we talked
They probably
about
all know each other.
They probably all know each other, exactly. So
Okay.
whoever died, they would know. If they have been informed about the casualties, you don't know, but you gotta assume the worst, right? So,
Yeah, assume the worst.
yeah, let's see what kind of alertness test you might need to beat here.
Okay.
Apparently, this guard is not as alert as he should be.
All right.
You've been crying.
Maybe he just
Absolutely
got
not.
bored after watching you for an hour.
I'm not very alert.
No, I'm not talking about your alertness.
Oh
the
yeah.
guard's alertness.
I'm dumb.
You need to avoid the guard catching
Okay.
you while you're doing this.
Okay.
Though I feel like the guard should honestly have some bonuses here because there's two of you, you're lying there. If you're going to throw something, that's going to be a major hand movement.
That's fair. With
I
the
should
knowledge
give-
that this was going on, I instead would have done the old, hey, guard, can you empty my bedpan maneuver?
Oh, that one.
I like that. Oh my god.
Okay, so let's go with that then. I'm going to say that you're going to have to roll some persuasion again.
Okay.
How good at are you at persuasion?
Very apparently. The guard is
Oh,
now
damn.
distracted and does not get a bonus to the alertness check. So the alertness check stands the way it was, which means that it's a fail. So if Morgan can toss, and I'm going to say dexterity check or athletics, whichever is better. Athletics is much
Okay,
better
let's
for
see.
you. So
Yeah, athletics, let's go. Please,
Yeah.
oh yeah. You are tossing whatever implement it is, and it's gonna land even... It's not a critical success, but it is a success. The guard might notice the landing piece of equipment, even if it's not gonna... Okay, I'm rolling
no,
horribly today. He's just
You're not.
so angry with you, Fallas, that
Doesn't
he's
notice.
not gonna notice. Maybe you're moving in the bed just as the thing lands where you need it to land. And if you're moving like your legs, you have distracted the eyes away from your hand. So now you have the tool. And the guard is none the wiser.
Is he still across the room emptying the bedpan? Like, so I have enough time to try real quick, or?
Yes, he will be.
All right.
With your success there, absolutely.
Hit that quick locksmith check then. You think? $13 out of 85.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna work. I was gonna say probably some negatives because, you know, you're restrained, but even if I slammed a minus 40 on you, you're still gonna succeed because you rolled that well. So... You are no longer restrained. Neither
cool.
of you are restrained.
Did
As-
it? Did it?
The guard is coming back with the bedpan. Are we ambushing the guard here?
If his hands are full of a bedpan and not a gun, and we're not restrained, I think it's a good opportunity to go ahead and try to move on him.
I'm gonna beat him to death.
His hands are
Don't try to
filled
move.
with an emptied bedpan.
Yeah, you know, that's better than a gun at the ready.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't have a gun at the ready. It's in the side. It's in the holster in the sidearm.
I'm gonna steal his gun.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, you go.
And then I'm gonna be his
You-
face in with Arma.
All right. Fallas goes first.
Hello, it's me, Fallas. I'm going to restrain this fella. Oh, okay. Unarmed combat.
Yep. Oh, shit.
What happened?
When you need the good die rolling, apparently the dice are...
There.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord.
The guard didn't fumble. You managed
yeah.
to sneak up on this guy, and since we said restrain, we're not gonna roll for damage or whatever. He is restrained, which also
Yeah, I'm trying to
means,
get
I'm
around his
guessing,
throat.
not his mouth opening, so he can't shout.
Please.
Correct.
Okay,
That's
no,
what I'm
bro,
going for.
I need to shut him up.
Morgan, how do you want to shut him up?
I'm sorry, I was going for like a throat. I was trying to get around his throat so he wouldn't be able to not only breathe,
you
but also...
absolutely succeed with that. You're sneaking up, and as he's
Can I steal his
returning
gun?
the bedpan, you strike. I guess he's putting the bedpan in its place under the bed, and that's when you strike. So when he's coming up with his head, he's been crouching next to your bed. Suddenly you're on his back and just choking him, and he's like, "Ugh!" And Morgan, it's your turn. You hear the gurgling from the guard.
I'm gonna take his weapon. I'm gonna take all the weapons he has.
Very well. You have his
Both of
nightstick,
mine.
you have his gun. He does not have a shotgun on his person. He has the
Gun is a
sidearm.
gun.
But it is a 9mm at the very least. And what are we doing with the guard who is restrained by the two of you?
At this point, if there's no knife on his person to easily do it, I'm just going to try and hold him as long as it takes to at least have him lose consciousness.
Between the
When
two
is the
of
next
you,
guard coming?
I think you should be able to make it because, like, with Morgan and two people on top of him, yeah, it's gonna work eventually. He's going to pass out.
Okay.
Cool.
So the guards rotate every 3-4 hours, right?
Yeah, yeah.
When did this one show up?
Luck check. Let's see.
Ips. Well,
Okay, so you don't have much time. I'm gonna roll a D2 to see how many minutes slash yeah, whatever. Actually, how about I roll a D30 to see how many minutes you have before the next guy comes over. 9 minutes. That's not a lot.
yes, we have 9 minutes.
Good
You
news.
would 10-ish minutes.
Yeah.
10.
I
Yeah,
am...
10 minutes until the doctors come.
Dude, I'm acclimated to violence now, so I'm just going to break this guy's neck.
Yay!
That is murder in cold blood. It does mean that you will still take sanity loss, but it will not be... You will succeed with the sanity check automatically.
Oh, that's how that works. Okay.
Yeah, so you will always
So
take
just
like
a
the
one-
lowest possible sanity amount, but murder in cold blood, even if it's a murderous enemy, is it a murderous enemy or is this an innocent
You said it.
person?
You said he hated me. You could see it. Oh, I killed his friend. He's so mad at me.
Yeah, he is. Okay, 0, because inflicting a violence against a murderous enemy in cold blood is still 0. So,
Cool.
apparently, you just flat out murder him. I think when the two groups of Z-Cell link up again, some people are gonna notice that Fallas has this 1,000-yard stare. He's seen some shit since he met with Blair and Tristan and Gwynn last, hasn't he?
Yeah, a few things.
Few things.
I used to love dogs.
Oh no.
Oh no. Has he seen shapes and colors the likes of which no man has ever seen?
Not yet, but he's hearing math and he doesn't like it.
Yeah, neither do I, frankly.
You have a dead body here in the room. You are, let's face it, you're dressed like patients. You have your, are you dressed like patients? I think you have been dressed down to your underwear, but this is not a medical facility. No, they have patient gowns. I know that because they had a patient gown on Thomas Ironshirt. So, yeah, you have patient gowns on you. That's what you do have.
Does this guy's outfit fit either of us?
Roll a luck check, fellas.
Got it.
Sorry to interject, but does this mean that we have Thomas Ironshirt in like a hospital gown in our hotel room?
No, he got clothes from somewhere.
Okay, good. Because I was a bit like,
He was in Lynn Crystal Stone's trailer, and he is Lynn Crystal Stone's boyfriend, at least allegedly. The chances of him actually having some clothes in her trailer are pretty solid.
okay, good. Because I was concerned we were going to have to go to a TJ Maxx to get this dude something.
I succeeded the luck check.
Yes, you did indeed. So that means that the clothes will fit one of you.
Okay.
You would
I'll go ahead and take
probably
one for the team.
wear them.
You got it, I'm at.
There's a vent
So-
open for maintenance.
Oh wait, sorry, there's a vent? What's that?
There's a vent open for maintenance.
Ooh.
Oh, you can use that as an escape route.
Okay. I'm gonna peek outside the tarp real quick and see if it's daytime.
I'll be-
It is actually evening time. Let's see now. Sunset in Browning.
You wanna try to go down through the river, steal a car, bolt? What's the plan?
It's dusk.
Alright,
Right.
we gotta get to Hall B. We gotta get to Hall B. Gotta go out through the vent. Do we ever access any vents while breaking in here?
Well, you
Where'd
didn't pay
you get
attention.
this information about a vent?
Yeah, I got info from that doctor.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like I got a piece of paper. I can look at it.
Do we know where
Said
Hall B
B
is?
open.
We saw the directory when we came in. Storyteller.
Yeah?
Do we know where Hall B is since we've seen the directory when we came in?
Roll an intelligence check.
If only Corvus were here.
You can't fail a roll if the dice are in my stomach.
What?
He probably would have made that one.
I said you can't fail a roll if the dice are in my stomach.
I think the best play might actually just be to wait for the shift change. And since one of us will be in uniform, we might be able to catch him off guard. And as he's approaching, we can put this guy on one of the gurneys, have him in a patient gown. And then as he approaches, we can try to get him in the same way. Then we'll have 2 kids.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe we should just leave, but the prospect of a second Z-cell child amuses me.
So Morgan, you want to
Mhm.
try to catch this guy when he comes in for the shift change? Then we'll have
Oh.
2 sets of clothes in
I
here.
love jumping guys. I love jumping
yeah.
guys.
I love
You and me
jumping
both.
guys.
Then yeah, we'll go ahead and put the guy on the gurney in a patient gown. Whichever one of us, we'll go ahead and give you the first uniform, and then I'll be in a corner somewhere, hopefully behind some sort of cover, so that as he starts to approach you and the guy on the gurney, I can try to get him from behind and you can jump him.
I can't wait to beat this man's face in with a nightstick.
All right. Then
Yeah.
knowing we got a couple minutes, let's go ahead and just get it all set up as best we can.
Very well.
Best if we can do it quiet, same sort of way, get him by the throat. But just try to avoid guns unless it gets unavoidable.
So you guys are going to ambush the next guy coming in through the door. Which is taking a few moments, but eventually he'll come in there. And I guess he's not going to see the immediate dead body of his friend. He's just coming in through the door and going, what the? And then there we go. So, Fallas and Morgan, you're on top of him. Roll your unarmed combat. Both of you, please. I have a feeling you're going to...
Yes!
What is this now?
Oh.
Oh.
How are you failing this, Jacqueline Morgan? You're supposed to be the combat person.
Bro. Critical success, though.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just surprised that you, who are supposed to be the hitter here.
I think Fallas is just getting in the way.
Fallas and Jack are like literally just have the same unarmed combat.
So I guess he's gonna end up dead too, isn't he, Fallas?
He's
Oh,
dead.
Yeah. Jack is also adapted to violence. Casual murder is not a problem for either of you anymore.
Not anymore.
So I'll show Jack a cool trick on this one. I'll be like, and if you take the nightstick, get it about here down his throat, you can just use this leverage. It's that easy.
It's that easy.
It's so easy.
This is so
God,
bad.
we're so horrible.
Yep. Z-Cell. Ladies and gentlemen, they're supposed to be the heroes. Don't know if they really are. This is what service in Delta Green does to your mind, folks.
I think we
This is-
stopped being the hero when we blew up a cult. And maybe also when we joined an evil frat. It may have also just been when we were born with original sin. I don't know.
All, or maybe all of the above. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, Fallas and Morgan, you are on the ground level of the administrative building, and there are 2 dead guards in your lab. You are in some pain because, let's face it, you took a lot of beating yesterday. It's not even been 24 hours. But you are somehow standing up. You lucked out. I guess the concussion wasn't bad enough for you to... You had a concussion, it's passed. Like, you're through the concussion by now. And I guess you now are dressed in guard uniforms, however well they may be fitting. And what's the plan from here?
All right, we got badges, radios, and the works, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
Your only problem right now is, of course, that since everybody knows each other here, which is not hard to conclude because of the number of guards here, the moment... So, as long as people are just watching you from afar, they're not gonna react. But the moment someone comes close to your face, they're gonna know that you don't belong here.
so I think the best play is to just wait it out. We know shift change just happened, so we shouldn't get too much traffic here, at least until it gets actually dark. Since the cameras should still be down too, then once it's dark, we should be able to at least get out of here and get to the tracks or the river or get to a car.
That makes sense, actually. So, yeah, shift change, again, that was... The next shift change here, in terms of the entire staff, not just your room, would be at midnight. That's normally when the 3rd shift comes in. On the other hand, you don't know how much your little stunt might have disturbed routines here. So we have no idea if...
You gotta get to Hall B and get out of here.
Exactly.
Okay. And yeah,
You can wait
How
until
long?
it's dark.
Right.
You have some time before... Do you have some time? Because the guy who was relieved from duty is expected back on some station somewhere. So if you wait for hours, someone is going to wonder why that guy went.
yeah. So how long would it take for it to actually get like dark?
Let's see. So sunset is 8, in fact. So it's going to take another hour or so for it to get dark.
Okay. Then I think the best play is to just try and move, get to the maintenance tunnel on Hall B, then maybe wait it out in the sweet spot until it's actually dark and we try to make actual footfall out of there.
Makes sense. All right.
So, first things first, go to the door and hang out for a second and try to make an awareness check to see if it sounds like it's clear at least. Did we remember where Hall B was, by the way?
You didn't. Fallas, but we haven't had a roll for Morgan yet.
Okay. What we rolling?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Okay. I'm very smart.
You are very smart, yeah. May the dice always stand you by, as it were. You remember where Hall B is. You don't know exactly where you are right now, but if you knew where the entryway was, you would know where Hall B is. So you'd have to open the door you are inside, like the door into the hallway a little bit to see outside to see where you are. Which is always a risk, because anyone could be coming down that hallway.
Yeah, let's try to make an awareness check at the door to see if at least we can hear anybody.
Very well. Go ahead. Roll some alertness.
One moment while I return to my laptop.
You have no moments. Yeah.
Give me a plus 20 for waiting extra.
Exactly. I'm a luck check. There's a lot of luck checks going on today.
Me too. I'll roll luck 2. I'll roll luck 2.
I said that it's actually, so it's gonna be there.
I got lucky.
You got lucky. Okay, nobody's outside the hallway. Turns out that you have been placed in Lab 4. Which means that hallway B is right outside the door, and you can just go into that place, and there's nobody there at the moment.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So after all these troubles you've had,
I will say really quickly, if there's a way to lock the door on the way out, I'll do that as well.
you can absolutely do that. Absolutely. If Fallas couldn't do it, then nobody could.
Yeah.
I guess we now have the problem. Oh, you're going into the vents, and then you're waiting to dark, and then you're going. That's the plan here.
And then as we get towards the vent, I'll make a habit of turning the radio all the way down so that Morgan notices.
That makes sense. So when the darkness comes, you will be able to try to sneak off the plant. Of course, the plant is never going to be completely dark because of all those dang halogen lights. But at least there will be, wherever the halogen lights are not, there will be very deep shadows. You will be able to try to sneak out that way. Or just walk across the lawn, because from afar away you just look like 2 security guards walking across the lawn.
That's the play. Keep it casual.
Being casual. Grabbing a jeep for a patrol, as it were. Look at that. What are we doing over in the motel room while your 2 fellow agents are making their escape, actually?
I think just waiting for a call back from Drake.
Yeah, because we were just told to lay low.
You were indeed told to
I'm
lay
gonna,
low.
I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna show up, like, lurking in the back.
Oh, they don't know which
Pretty much.
motel we're at now.
Yeah,
Grinning.
yeah. Our
Oh,
Like,
that's
the
a
little
original.
problem.
I'm gonna search
They're gonna
every
go to
single
the
motel in
original
the area.
motel and realize that, oh no.
We're gonna search every single motel in the area until we find him.
Oh.
I just in the
We're
back
gonna
of your
show
head, you'll hear the voice of Talbot going, "Grab the throne, grab the throne."
I'm just rolling for absolutely no reason at all.
Oh.
No.
I just realized something
Bro.
is not good also, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
What did you realize, Fallas? What?
You'll see.
No,
Everything
I'm
is
sorry.
fine.
I said.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I
that's gonna
said
be
I
fun.
never wanted to glimpse into your mind ever again. I would like to glimpse right now.
No, you don't. Yeah, it's weird, Blair and Gwynn. Oh, now you just rolled because I rolled. Is that how we're playing this now?
I can do psychological warfare too, sir.
A mystery roll.
You can try, but can you succeed?
I don't know. Can I?
Maybe. Are you allowed to roll like that? That's just evil. Oh no.
Oh.
Can I?
I don't know. I have no
Captain,
idea.
you can't handle it.
No, I can't handle it. All right. One thing that Gwynn and Blair are going to notice as you're sitting here in the evening is that you have growling stomachs because you're hungry.
Oh no.
You could just not eat if you don't want to draw attention to yourselves.
We're gonna show up with McDonald's.
Thank you.
So we're just
assassinate
are
Ray
we-
in his
are we
office before we
doing
leave.
anything here? Are we getting any food? I'm just curious if you're gonna start
Nope.
yourselves or not.
I'm good.
You're good. Okay.
I
not
think I
getting-
think we can last.
I'm not getting compromised because I'm hungry. And besides, if things get dire, we have Tristan.
You could probably order a pizza.
We'll cannibalize him first.
Cannibalize Tristan. Okay, so that's fair. He only has so many hit points left.
I mean, I think he has the highest strength too. Lasts the longest too.
That is true.
I have a list, an order of cannibalization already in my head.
Oh my god. Yeah, that makes sense. In a scary type of way. Night falls over the ABC facility, and Fallas and Morgan are going to make their way out. And you're now dressed as guards, and you're going to just walk casual. You do not have keys to any vehicle, but hot wiring is a thing, isn't it, Fallas?
It is. That's criminology, right?
Nope. No, criminology is how you, like victimology, like you're making a profile of a criminal. I would go
Then-
with locksmith for the hot wiring too, or electronic, or
Okay.
possibly, yeah, I don't know.
Cool. Then that's right up my alley.
Yeah. You know, I don't think that's going to be a problem for you. If you can hotwire a coded lock, you can probably hotwire a car, because it's all about finding the right...
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never made it myself. I never done it myself, and I do not encourage
It checks
anyone to
out.
learn
I
how
mean,
to
if you dodge
hotwire
a
a
wrench,
vehicle officially, but based on my movie Bob knowledge, it looks like you just get the uncover and then you shove the thing in and you have like wires and you put them together. So how hard can it be? I would never pull it off in real life, but this is not real life. This is Delta Green.
People in prisons can do it.
Right.
I could be in a prison, so I could definitely do it.
Indeed. I want one of you to roll a luck check to not get close to a guard on the way to a vehicle.
Boy, yeah, boy. Lucky,
I'll do
lucky,
it if
lucky.
you want me to. Okay. I don't know how you feel.
I'm
You're
gonna
feeling
Last
lucky,
little
just let me
hurdle to get out of there.
know. I'm glad you felt lucky.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. So close.
Just so you know, she rolled 19d100. For no reason.
That's a lot.
Luck, Lady Luck, if you guys were worshipping any type of god, and maybe your characters are, then you should
Why did you
definitely-
roll 19d100?
I don't know. You should definitely give a prayer of thanks to the god in question. Perhaps a little bit of a sacrifice as well. Because so far luck stands you by.
All right. So we get a Jeep.
Let's go.
You are getting... It's going to be a vehicle, definitely. I guess it's a Jeep. Why not? You're walking across, and you're going to be able to see... You did not get... Because you went through the vent, and you hid in the vent for a couple of hours. So you didn't see whatever happened to Lab 6. No idea. You will see every once in a while, like you can see maybe a couple of guards who are escorting staff across the lawn towards one building or another. You will notice that the guards are walking in pairs everywhere. You will notice what else? Well, the floodlights are all still on, of course, because of course they are. You will notice staff, as I said, there is a lot of lights over here at the residential building. And you can see people through like the windows to the cafeteria. There's a lot of people in the cafeteria. People are escorted, maybe a custodial worker standing with the cart and eyes fixed on the floor, working really hard to clean things. Why don't we roll a alertness check for both of you here? Or human, actually. Even better, human, because you're taking
My
the
gosh.
human intelligence temperature of this place.
Oh gosh.
I am very humanely intelligent.
You are.
was
Unlike
so close.
Jacqueline Morgan, who is in fact
I'm
not
so
humanely
close.
intelligent. So close. You have learned a lot of things during this op, though, haven't you, Morgan? About humans and their emotional state and how they express themselves.
And how to use that to my advantage.
Everything here is tense, Fallas. It feels like a prison, like the prison yard stillness, where everybody's trying to not be the next problem. And the guards are walking around and watching everybody who's not in a guard uniform with a great deal of paranoia. And there's a temporary checkpoint table near one of the doors into the admin building, into the security annex, into the residential area. They have improvised checkpoints. You can see that a guard is stopping someone going into the admin building and checking the badge twice.
You ruined them.
Yeah, you
Ruined it.
have. It's
You
just
ruined everything.
tighter, but it's not. Let's go with some military science for Morgan.
Military science.
Yes, military science land. You get to
You
use
guys are all
the
that
skill again.
twice.
And you succeed this time. Lovely.
Good.
Yeah, all these checkpoints, all these stuff here, you're not picking up on the fatigue that Fallas is picking up on, because like the guards, their movements are just a little bit slumped over, just a little bit, their bodies are just a little bit hunched up. They are living on coffee and adrenaline at the moment. Yeah, Morgan hasn't had coffee for
That's
24
fine.
hours. It's just wrong.
I'm gonna drink coffee from your blood.
But Morgan
That's
will
fine.
pick up that all the things done here are very improvised, and that is also the weakness of the security system. There's just not enough. They haven't had time to practice this stuff. They've just put things here and there to make it look like tighter security. How effective it is, they might have just hobbled their own work more than set up things that are actually preventative for another attack on them. With military science, it's gonna be hard to get in here a second time. It's gonna be much easier for you guys to get out than it will be to get in. Though, to get out, you're still gonna have to talk to someone at the gate. Unless you just drive right through the gate and show everybody that you're not belonging here. But yeah, you hurt them. And this is a place, you kicked over the wasp's nest, and the wasps have not calmed down yet, and even though people are not running around like chickens without their heads, they are still on a very high level of alert, and just the organizational posture of confused organization that doesn't quite know what to do next, just that it has to do something.
Got that.
Yeah, you have a vehicle now. How are we getting out through that gate? Which is in fact closed, and we're there checking badges and everything.
Does this vehicle have not the reds and blues, but does it have the little like emergency lights and the sirens?
No, because ABC doesn't do emergency lights and sirens.
Okay, I've worked in security places where the private security have not reds and blues, but like lights and sirens and stuff like that.
They
For
have,
private
they have
property.
searchlights because they're supposed to be able to go out into the field around the perimeter and look for things. Though I guess they might have lights just to tell everybody else in the facility that they're coming. So like yellow lights. Okay, those kinds of lights.
Right.
Yeah, they definitely
So-
got that.
Did I also notice at the front, is there like an emergency lane for if there's like an ambulance or if somebody needs to come in and out and there's like a line of traffic?
Right now, there is no real traffic by the gate.
But my whole question is, I've worked in places before where like when it's really big and it's like super secure like that, there's like an emergency lane that they can slide open where the ambulance could come in or out, or if somebody needs to leave for an emergency transport.
Oh yeah, they should have that. Absolutely.
But yeah, my plan essentially.
Though this
if
place
Morgan-
is not rigged for doing emergencies that way. Normally.
Okay.
But I think they might have opened up one of those now because one of the
It's like went
Tristan got
around
away.
beating
'Cause
people up.
Tristan got away because they couldn't intercept Tristan fast enough. So they do need to have one lane open at all times, so an emergency, so a guard vehicle can intercept a possible intruder from outside.
Then yeah, I think that the plan is going to be, once we get the car up and ready, just hit the lights and sirens, move towards the gate, and turn the radio on, and just put on a little thing, say, got an injured officer, taking him to the general hospital. Open the emergency lane for us.
Okay.
I'll say they twisted their ankle coming out of patrol.
That might work.
Wow. Oh, oof, my ankle.
Oh, oof,
Oh,
my
no.
ankle. Persuade,
Oh, no.
fellas. You're one check between.
Bro, oh my god, man.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Morgan, are you going to try?
Morgan
Oh,
comes over the
no.
other radio screaming.
Yeah. Open
Oh
the
no.
gate.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
no.
Oh no.
They are not opening the gate. What are we doing?
Yes, I'm gonna make a drive check.
I guess you're
Oh,
gonna make
no.
a drive
no.
check.
Oh no.
Oh,
my.
no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Shit. Buddy.
That didn't work.
Why?
The luck is running out.
The luck has run out. We were that close.
Do I have to do it too? Oh no.
Two of you can't drive at the same time.
Mm.
Okay, so what does a failed drive check mean in this case? Like the gate hasn't
Accidentally
opened
pressed.
properly. They're okay. You're not quite out the gate. They are noticing that you're revving up the engine and starting to just gunning for it. They might get a chance to shoot at you guys.
If running is plus 20 to hit, what is being enclosed in a car driving?
That is going to be something, isn't it? Shots fired! Shots fired! You didn't actually fumble your drive check, did you? So you haven't
just
actually
failed.
crashed your car into something.
Okay.
And Morgan, you have a gun or two, so
Can we shoot? Can I shoot these guys?
you
now?
get to shoot something. Yes.
Okay. What is there to shoot that would make a difference?
2 guards by the gate.
All right.
Fallas has already done the drive check, obviously. So Morgan, you
Okay,
can do the shoot check.
I'm
I believe in you,
gonna
Morgan.
shoot people.
Of course, you are in a
can do
moving
it.
car, so I'm gonna give you some modifiers here, because
Wait,
that
what?
seems.
Will I use
reasonable.
firearms?
Oh yeah, you
roll
have in
firearms?
equipment. You roll for your sig under equipment.
Okay.
But before you roll, let's see now. You are in a moving car.
Okay.
That's a minus 20.
Die.
Bang! You
on.
miss.
Damn.
And they
Oh, well,
will try to
because-
shoot you as well. Obviously. But you are in a
gonna-
moving car, so they also have a negative. Oh no! They're hitting
But
someone.
they hit.
I don't know who's gonna get hit this time. Gonna be Morgan or Fallas. Apparently it's gonna be Fallas, who's driving the car.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Sounds about right.
Okay,
Oh,
let's see.
no.
How much armor does a car have?
This one's a security
Well, at
jeep
least we're in a
facility.
car.
Exactly. You are in a car. 82. Equipment and vehicles. Let's have a look. You are in a car and they're shooting at you through the car. Where's the vehicles? Dang it. Come on. Give me the vehicles. Heavy weapons, demolitions, artillery, ground vehicles. Okay, we are in an SUV or such.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Possibly a Humvee, whatever. So armor is civilian make is 3, military grade is 10, but I don't think this is military grade.
I guess depends on what kind of deals Ray was able to get overseas.
Exactly. So Fallas is going to take 4 points of damage, which is enough to send him into oblivion again.
I'm still at 1 hit point, still awake, right?
No, when you hit 2 or below, you go into unconsciousness.
Do I have to take over driving now?
Yeah, of course the other guard is gonna try to shoot you as well.
Dude, that is so rude.
That is very rude.
Oh,
and I am
forgot how dice
unfortunately
work.
very
No.
successful this time.
No.
That is
Oh,
so not
no.
nice.
Your
Not
escape
again.
almost worked. This is as far as you got this time.
No.
Oh,
Uh,
Bang! At the gate, and both of you just slump over in the vehicle, shot and unconscious, because you just didn't have that many
Wait.
hit points left.
Did they not have armored vests?
The guards? No.
Yeah, because when we were shooting at them
Oh,
in the
right,
lab,
they
had armored
had!
vests.
You're
they have
right!
armored vests.
They had armored
Are
vests!
we cooked or not?
You are not taking that damage then. So 7 minus 3. So you take 1 point of damage instead of 4 points
Huzzah.
of damage. So you have 4 hit points. Okay. Errata, errata.
Oh my god.
What about
I have to
Fallas?
correct myself completely here.
What about
Um,
Fallas?
So Yeah, Fallas took 1 hit point, and you take no hit points because between the vest
my gosh.
and the car, you take no damage at all. Okay.
New
Saved
play
by
is
the armored vest.
every
Oh my
fight.
God.
Every fight is now a drive-by while wearing armored vests, and we use shotguns.
Apparently, yes. There we go. Because, yep, they had those. Yeah, you're right. Dang, I forgot about that part, didn't I? So, I'm hanging my head in shame. Fallas, can you drive out of there before you all get absolutely murdered?
Probably not, but let's find out. Yes!
You can! You escape in a hail of bullets. Morgan, you get, of course, to shoot one of them as you are driving by and right through the front gate.
I'm gonna take that. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I.
Fit on
Oh
it,
my
please.
God. The tension here, folks. The tension.
Ooh.
It's a hit. Are you going to kill someone
No.
today? Roll it. D10.
Okay.
You just want to kill people, don't you?
I want to.
7 minus 3 is 4. You wound a guard. And that's the last you're going to see of them,
Aw.
because after that, they're out of range and you're making your escape.
I'm so.
Though they are going to call on the radio and say, altercation at the gate! Subject's getting away! Get someone on this shit! They
No.
know that you are in a vehicle, and they know which vehicle you are in, and there will be people running to
Okay,
get into
step
a
it.
jeep to get after you.
Step it, bro.
So the question is now,
you.
how far you're
Shoot
going
you on
to
the
get
Fallas train.
away from them.
Put you on the Fallas train, buddy. Step the pedal.
You have a lot of advantage here, of course.
Oh,
Even
dear
if they're
Lord.
driving,
Oh,
let's
no.
see how well you can drive to get away from there. They can see
Fallas, buddy,
the
come.
sort of your headlights disappearing in the distance, basically. You know what? With that drive check, Fallas, you drive better than they do. So I'm gonna say that you are gonna make it to the highway. You're driving like a bat out of hell. It's a gravel road. There might be potholes. You don't care. Every fiber in your being is being absolutely rocked by the uneven terrain underneath your vehicle. Like the suspension here, like the springs in the suspension in the drivetrain in the it's just, they're so tortured. You hear the squeaking of the suspension as you're just gunning it, rallying, kicking up dust until you get to a highway and speed some way. And I guess they will not catch up with you. I have a feeling Ray Turner is gonna need some headache pills. Because, let's face it, not a whole lot of things have been going his way lately, have they?
A rough week for him.
We all
also.
grieve for
Yeah.
it. We'll grieve for it. So somehow
Ah, thank. Bulletproof vests.
you managed to get out. Of course, Turner has your complete descriptions and a line to the tribal police. So the question is now, what is Morgan and Fallas going to do, having escaped from the ABC facility? And it's about half an hour to get to Browning. It's about half an hour to get to the motel where you last saw your friends. You have no idea where they are.
We need to find a way to contact them.
Yeah, we're not trying to compromise their location if they're still there, so I'm gonna try and hit like a truck stop or somewhere nearby where we can shower, buy t-shirts, hats, wherever we need to. Maybe pick up a second car.
Right. So
But
we
then
have two
we gotta
different
have-
groups hiding out in the dark at the moment. Basically.
Easy money.
Easy money. You know what? It's been a really long Friday, hasn't it? Friday, September 11th, 1998. Was long!
Never forget, dude. Dude, what a day.
What a day.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will never be a Friday, September 11th like this again.
Probably not. Tuesday,
Probably not.
I'll get a little hairy, but
So, by the time it's 10, I don't know how you are gonna... Are we taking watches here, Fallas and Morgan, in your truck stop?
yes.
Ditching the vehicle somewhere?
Yeah, ditch the vehicle, get to the truck stop, figure out some way to do the first watch, which I'll take because I got some will points to spare if I need to stay up.
Yeah, you do. Jack really doesn't. But you have a gun.
I am
You don't really
Insisting.
have any clothes aside from the clothes you stole from the guards.
subsisting off of adrenaline.
And coffee.
Don't
Much
have any
like-
coffee.
Ironically, much like the guards in the facility, isn't it?
I am working off of adrenaline and pure hatred.
I mean, that tracks. Adrenaline and pure hatred.
I was denied my coffee
You have been denied your
So,
coffee.
for
Are you-
I don't
are
know
you a
who-
coffee
Who knows
addict?
how long? Who knows how long I've been denied? I've been smacked in the face way too many times. I've been shot at and not gotten to kill a single person.
It's sad.
Hatred.
Yeah, okay. So we're not absolutely not psychotic here. We don't have characters who want to literally go on a murder rampage.
No. I'm
Or
just
maybe
pissed.
a little bit.
I just want to do a little bit of murder. Just one homicide.
Who are you
It's a treat.
planning on killing? Could it be Turner?
And I killed Turner. I want to skid him.
You want to skin him? Wow. Okay. That escalated quickly.
Rest in peace, Turner.
He's not dead yet.
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 Yeah, that's fair. Wouldn't try to spend too much time at the truck stop if possible. Just like I said, I know most of them sell hats, glasses, t-shirts, the basics for when you're on the road.
Yeah.
Enough
that
to
makes
get
sense.
out of uniforms. Probably buy some instant coffee packets and get back on the road in a stolen vehicle whenever we can get the opportunity.
All right, you're gonna steal a vehicle. I mean, from a truck stop, there are vehicles, and you are very good at stealth, both of you. So yeah, let's steal a vehicle and get back on the road. But before we see where you go with that vehicle, you're on the lam now.
We're free.
You're
We have
free,
broken free.
like birds in the sky, right? Like a
Yeah.
bird.
They took all our cool gear.
That
That trench knife has been
yeah,
my
you-
companion.
there's no stuff left.
ever since the beginning of this op, and they took it. So I am completely justified in wanting to kill all of them.
Absolutely, completely justified.
It's
Gwynn,
justified.
your phone will ring.
We don't have a Gwynn. We don't have a Harper.
Oh, Harper has left the building because.
Oops.
Okay,
Yeah, that was a while ago.
sorry. I was busy with. Yeah, the Eldritch number exam. That was half an hour ago. Okay then. A phone rings. Blair, I guess you can pick up because you're the only one standing in that part of the... I'm just
Yeah.
going to say that Gwynn is sleeping right now, very deeply. She's taking the first
Yeah.
shift sleeping, clearly.
Yeah, Blair's just taking the first watch.
Yep. So, yeah, it's going to be Detective Red Crow on the line.
Well, Blair will just pick up. It's Dr. Blair.
This is Red Crow. I'm hearing some interesting things through the grapevine here, and I'm just curious about your take on it.
Oh? What is
Yeah.
it?
Apparently, there was a shootout near Lynn Crystal Stone's trailer earlier tonight. I only now managed to get away. Been a day. No bodies at the scene, but apparently they've been taking statements and whatnot, and they're taking the descriptions of those people involved in the shootout, and allegedly, let's just say that I recognized a little bit of the descriptions. I don't know if you have any comments on this.
The only comment I have is that ABC is trying to take matters into their own hands.
Right, so you're suggesting here that ABC guards were involved in the shooting?
Yes.
Interesting that ABC guards were outside Lynn Crystal Stone's trailer, isn't it?
Yeah.
She works for them. Why were they there?
We're not sure. She was not there.
Someone said that Thomas was seen there, like he was just like in a complete rage and attacking someone with his bare fists. You understand, this is not my case. I'm just telling you guys because we're doing a different case and it might intersect with this one. So there are other tribal police on this case because apparently ABC guards have reported that they were assaulted by Thomas Ironshirt allegedly, and possible suspects involved. I think that the rumor has it now that maybe it was a drug case gone bad or something like that, or maybe Thomas is into drug dealing.
Yeah.
But there's supposed to be 2 Whiskey Foxtrot involved in this. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any recommendations for our particular case? How this connects? How... 'cause it wasn't a burglary, so I'm not involved in that, but we have some indications that there might have been a burglary at ABC, perhaps? Is that what's going on?
Out of roleplay, did we tell Red Crow about the animated dog head and all that?
Nope. Just that it was a biohazard.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. What would be the role to lie?
Persuasion.
Okay. Noted. Oh. We don't really have many updates. We just can't return to town right now.
Yeah, the case is taking you elsewhere, obviously. I can appreciate that. You have to cast a wide net in your investigation.
Yeah.
I think it's a prudent thing for you to follow that lead. I think there might be obstacles. I don't think you're going to find a whole lot of leads in Browning right now.
Yes.
At least not for the next little while. Whatever you've been doing with regards to surveillance on ABC seems to be working. They definitely have their pants in a bunch. I'll tell you that much.
Well, that's good to know at the very least.
Yeah, we all have to pull extra shifts here to protect the community. That's what we have to do. Right. Now. Yeah, there's some silence on the other end of the line here, obviously. He's not in your proximity. He can't see you. He can't judge your facial expressions. Blair, why don't you roll a human check? You're pretty good at human.
Yeah. Hopefully. No, okay then.
But not now because you're just too much adrenaline, apparently.
Yeah, well,
So
at least that'll mean it'll improve later.
Yeah, you're not gonna pick up on subtle changes in his voice, and...
Yeah. I think Blair's too paranoid about being found by other people to really
Yeah,
pay
just
attention to
be
his voice.
advised, he says, that ABC is talking right now about eco-terrorists. They're talking about, terrorism, and that there might have been casualties on the plant because of these terrorists. And there's been some kind of descriptions released. This is like a high priority thing, and let's just say that they'll try to make this stick if I can't get ahead of it. I'm doing what I can on my end, you understand?
I do.
And it's a good thing that there were no casualties outside the trailer, so right now it's just aggravated assault, not murder. But apparently we're gonna get a statement from ABC to the tribal council about eco-terrorism. And
Ooh.
yeah, about some of the guards who might have fallen on duty fighting off these eco-terrorists. And that's gonna kick up a hornet's nest, because the moment they say eco-terrorists,
Yeah, that'll be pretty serious.
yeah. The one thing that is an advantage here is that if they actually label it eco-terrorism officially, it goes into federal territory, and I don't think they want that. I think they want tribal police in on this. So I think they want to label it something not terrorism. Break-in, industrial sabotage, I don't know, something that they can keep within tribal police authority. So if maybe I can push it in a federal direction, perhaps it can connect to your case again, but then you'll have the problem that we have some descriptions out there, and
Yeah.
I don't know who among you could operate cleanly in these conditions.
I think we only have one person, and he's not doing well physically. So, yeah, we don't have options right now.
Do we know where Lynn is?
Unfortunately not. She wasn't at her trailer.
Alright, we have units at her trailer, we have an APB out for her. If she is at the ABC plant, they will talk to her first. Let's just say this. The things that have happened now, tonight, in Browning, I can't make that disappear. It made noise. Nobody wants a war zone in Browning. Nobody wants local residents put down.
Agreed. We'll
I
figure out
can
something on.
buy you some time if you tell me where you're going with this and you stop doing stupid things in public.
Hopefully that is the final time. We still have 2 of our members MIA. So I can't promise anything on their end.
Right. Yeah, about that. I think they escaped.
They're alive?
Last I heard, I was pulled in on this duty. I haven't been able to get away and call you until now, but last I heard was that there was some kind of security breach at the ABC plant, and they have sent out descriptions of 2 people. 1 Whiskey Mike, 1 Whiskey Foxtrot.
Oh, that's them.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's a whiskey, Mike?
White male.
Oh, that's... Oh, no. I'll
Yeah.
have to talk with my other members here about that. I thought they were going to be dead in there, but wow.
Apparently they wanted to
It's so
squeeze
evil.
them to find out what they knew before we could get
Yeah.
hands on them. And now they've put out an APB on them. They're gonna hunt, and I still don't know. They're pressing charges for murder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. That explains a lot. Okay.
I think we should destroy everything. Wipe it off the map. All of it needs to go. All of it needs to go.
Oh.
They're gonna squeeze Lynn until she breaks. If I were
They are.
with you guys, she's gonna get hurt. But I don't know what she knows about what Iron Shirt was up to, so it's possible that they won't get much from her. I have no idea. But
Yeah.
she's definitely in danger right now.
Okay. That is.
You guys call me when you have a direction.
I will do that.
You will
It's-
not be discharging another firearm within the area, the Browning area.
The three of us here plan to lay low. We have not gotten in contact with our other two members yet.
Good plan.
Yeah, we'll have
Maybe
to.
it's time for you to bring in some reinforcements from your agency.
Yeah, we were discussing a plan on that. We're still.
If it's the words
Yeah.
of the ABC guard versus the words of feds, I'm sure you can get a judge to sign off on something.
Yeah. For now, we'll definitely be planning whenever we can get our other two members back with us, and I will update you once we know what we're doing.
Sounds good. All right. Good luck.
Good luck to you too.
If you had succeeded with the human check, you would have heard his thoughts. What the heck have I gotten myself into? Who are these guys? What the fuck is going on? Why aren't the feds all over this? Everything is just
Oh, this-
wrong right now.
Those poor
Maybe
detectives.
you guys are hardened criminals, or maybe you're dirty feds, or in on it with the ABC, or there's so many possibilities. And he just does not want to be involved in any of them that are, because as far as he's concerned, everything here might be screamingly legal. On the other hand, if you're fighting off ABC, you might be his only chance to fight ABC. So who knows what's going on in Wallace Red Crow's mind? It's like a 50-50 whether he is going to turn on you or not. We'll find out, won't we, in time.
Yeah.
Thomas
Oh,
is just
God.
walking back and forth, and this is bad. And we have our two other friends who are at a truck stop somewhere in Browning, stealing stuff for themselves, including a car. So we have Morgan and Fallas in Browning. Right now, the charges against you are murder, breaking and entering, possibly industrial sabotage. I'm sure I can come up with a whole bunch of other charges as well. Or rather, Turner can come up with a whole bunch of other charges. Of course, to do that, he's going to have some legal paperwork done there. But the fact that you've killed, like, several of the guards, and they have your description down to a T, is a little bit tricky, isn't it? What are we doing after you grab a new vehicle? Where are we going with this? You have radios, which means that you could, because Fallas is a SIGINT expert, tap into the local police bandwidth, can't you?
Oh.
Fallas? Are you there?
Oh no.
He dropped out from the call.
Oh,
What
he's
is
back.
going on? He's back. Okay, Fallas?
Audio, but
Yeah, that was an audio issue, yeah. Okay,
I
so
can- yeah.
you could tap into police frequencies with your SIGINT expertise, can't you?
Yeah, let's pull over somewhere. And Morgan, if you want to try to get in contact on a payphone, just try to figure out where to meet up with them really quickly. I'll try to do that with the transceiver.
Yeah.
Didn't go so well.
Okay, so what do I do with the payphone?
You call to the special phones that you have with Blair and Gwyn.
Yeah,
Blair
yeah,
is
I'll call
technically your
those.
team lead, so, you know.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
call those.
I'm the
Yeah, I'll call
senior.
those. I'll call Blair.
Okay. So this is through the special phone, not personal?
Yep.
Okay. Then Blair answers the phone with Agent Zaki here.
Agent Xana.
Oh, thank God. Where are you guys?
Like, elsewhere are we?
Truck stop.
Got
please.
directions.
Truck
I'm
stop.
assuming we just... Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry,
We
OPSEC.
had-
We're on the road. We need to
You're
find
on the
somewhere to
road.
meet.
Yes, upsec.
Okay. We had to switch motels because we had our own incident. And then Blair's just gonna repeat the new motel address.
I wouldn't have, sorry. Before that, I would have made it clear that we need to find somewhere to meet so that we don't say anything over the, yeah.
Then yeah, I assume that's what we organized instead, some sort of halfway point.
Yeah.
It's gonna be just Blair, actually, because you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
really move. You don't want to move around with Thomas Ironshirt.
We can't really leave.
Tristan
Oh,
he can technically move, but it's not ideal. And it's a good idea
Gwyn.
possibly to have Gwyn watching Thomas Ironshirt, because Tristan is in no state
Yeah.
to do it. So
When
it's
we
good-
very first got to, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say when we very first got to town, we had fast food. I forgot where it was. It might have been barbecue. I was going to just say, let's meet where we had dinner, and then we can go to the new spot.
but oh yeah, isn't that in Browning?
Yeah, it's in Browning.
Can't really return there.
Oh, is that not where they are now?
Yeah, the
no, they're not.
ABC is patrolling Browning and taking matters into their own hands. On our end, we can't return right now.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, we can lay low somewhere outside of town.
We're supposed to have. We already contacted Drake, and he's figuring out some things on his end. I believe he might come to us. We're waiting on him. Tristan is not doing well. How wounded are you both?
Been better. Been shot a few times, but they were nice enough.
They were nice enough.
Yeah. They were nice enough to patch us up for a bit, but we got out of there once we got the opportunity.
Okay. We can meet up a halfway point from both of these addresses we're at. And
If you all are staying in town, that's probably a good idea. But if we need to set up somewhere on the outside, then we can do that too. If there's no official word out, except for the tribal police, we should be good hanging out somewhere.
We're on the outside. We left Browning completely.
Oh, cool. Then yeah, we should meet up still somewhere,
Yeah.
somewhere smart, and then we'll drive over there without saying addresses.
Very well. we can just do a jump cut to that because, and in fact, I'm looking at the time. Long story short, because you're gonna drive and so on and so forth. Since I was mentioning to Fallas here that you have the SIGINT capacity to tap into the police radios, definitely. You have a radio, you have all the know-how you need. All you need to do have a little bit of patience to find the actual frequency the police operates on. But with your skill set, it's just a matter of time. And yeah, the bulletin is going to be very clear. I don't think you brought anything that you could identify, any paperwork that you could be identified with into the facility when you were infiltrating. Did you?
They left their
That's
phones
correct.
behind too.
Yeah.
We didn't have any phones, no wallets, and the digital stuff that I was using, like the code roller,
Yeah.
would be stuff that I could make from parts that you could buy at like hardware stores.
So what they have on you over the dispatch, so it's going to be, let's see now, two suspects obviously, and they have your description very well because they could look at you for hours. So you would be very surprised if Turner hasn't taken pictures of you while you were asleep and drugged, because you're wanted for homicide, assault with a deadly weapon, burglary, and criminal trespass. And apparently multiple security personnel were shot. Do not approach alone. Stage and wait for backup is the orders. And this all means also, let's see now, what do we have for law? Okay, Morgan doesn't have any law. But Fallas knows a thing or two about law. If you want to roll for it.
Yeah, I could roll a law check if
You
that's
can
what's
roll a
necessary.
law check.
I don't know if I've failed one of those yet. Let's see.
You have.
Of course. Make it 2.
Make it 2, yeah.
Of course.
You can't hear anything indicating over the SIGINT, if we're using the SIGINT here, that they're going to call in federal authorities. It seems that only tribal police is connected to this, which means that tribal police right now is dealing with, and you will hear this too, fellas, a shootout outside the home of Lynn Crystal Stone, which is a name you're familiar with, isn't it? The name Thomas Ironshirt is also on the airwaves because he was spotted in the vicinity. And again, you're going to hear the 2 descriptions that match vaguely, but not as well as the ones on Morgan and Fallas. Blair and Gwynn for assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault, that kind of thing, in connection to that. So Fallas and Morgan will know that Blair and Gwynn are wanted for that Thomas Ironshirt is also wanted in the connection of the attack around the trailer. But all of these, like the moment you leave Blackfeet territory, the tribal police cannot chase you. So that's an advantage in this case, I guess.
I can tell from the transmission, though, that Iron Shirt is with Blair and the rest of the party.
They are connecting them. The transmission is connecting Thomas Ironshirt to these 2 white females.
I mean,
I'm going to
once
look
we
at
beat
Morgan.
Once we beat up, Blair is gonna fill them in.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is going to be an excellent place for us to start the next session with Fallas, Morgan, and Blair meeting outside the Blackfeet Reservation, sometime, maybe it's a truck stop somewhere along the highway in Montana, 1 a.m., and we have officially ended the Friday and started with the Saturday, you guys. Woohoo! This story is not over yet. And TikTok.
This is our longest one.
It might be. You've been very active, and we'll see how this ends. Drake has not gotten back to you yet, but he will. He has to, right? He's your handler.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is an absolute mess, is a good way of putting it. And thanks everyone for tuning in. We will see what how Z-Cell is managing this in the future. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, ring bell icons, and all the things to stay in contact with A-Cell and Z-Cell in Delta Green. Because next time, I don't know how this is going to end. I have some ideas. I have things lined up for Z-Cell, he said, cackling evilly in handler style. But maybe next week we'll have the entire group assembled and they will be able to make some decisions when there's daylight outside and Montana's wilderness outside their window. I can't wait to see what Fallas and Morgan will make when they meet Thomas Irishirt again. That could be interesting. Yeah. See you in a week, everybody.